that's my thoughts on this foundation. Buy it, don't buy it, but watch this video in totality before you do.
Feelings, it's like I can't walk on the ceiling.
Hey everyone, I come back. So I know you guys are probably wondering, I just did a review of the Maybelline Lumi-Matte. Why am I back? But something was just not sitting right with me about that video, and I was like, you know what, I don't want the content to go to waste. It's still a decent like review and wear test, but the shade was irking me. Okay, it was irking me, and I was just like, something's not right. So I went onto Amazon. I said, okay, let me go to Amazon, let me see what other shades they have, right? Because I don't necessarily know if TRESemme and Clinique have all the shades available. I think it's about 24 shades if I'm not mistaken. I decided, okay, cool, I'm gonna go onto Amazon, I'm gonna see what's cutting. That drawer being open is bothering me so much. I can see it in the viewfinder. If that does not tell you how OCD I am, I don't know what will. But anyway, so I went on to Amazon and I said, okay, cool, let me see what the shade range is doing. And I saw a shade 327. Now I had not seen this shade in store when I went in store, so I was like, maybe it was hidden, maybe it was all sold out, I don't know, right? So I decided, let me order this on Amazon. Now I'm not just spending money twice, okay? I'm spending money twice, so y'all don't have to spend it twice either. So I went onto Amazon and I got the shade 327. This is the shade 337. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but that doesn't look like a hell of a big difference to me. Now, it was all great and well that I showed you guys how to troubleshoot in case, you know, you don't want to spend money twice on a foundation. But I mean, there's still foundation on the palette from when I shot this video because it was only a few days ago. So let's get back into it. Let's test this foundation out. I rewatched my video back and I didn't click in the moment because I was so focused on blending and all of that stuff that I didn't realize this foundation actually oxidizes. So let's see. Now, as you guys can see, I was very excited to get into this video today. I didn't even do my eyebrows. Aru is barking in the background. There's a lot going on. Come, Aru. It's a little rude. It's a little rude. Hello, 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 hello. It's a little rude for you to be barking. She just looked at me and said, I'm gonna go back anyway. Brush up my brows and let the brow gel dry. But what I've noticed is that this foundation oxidized on almost everyone I've seen it on. Anushka, a few other UK creators, and I think because we're so used to foundations not doing that for like the last good couple of years, that now that it's doing that, I don't know, do we have oxidation blindness? I honestly don't know. But Anushka did a video for Garnier pimple patches, and I'm pretty sure she was using this foundation, and you could see how much it had oxidized, and I was just like, anyway. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a pimple patch. My skin has been acting out, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's because I just turned 30. Anyway, we're gonna use the blemish defeater from Fenty. It's full of makeup because I keep it in my makeup drawer always, so that it's close by. We're just gonna put this on the areas that I have breakouts, and then we're gonna let it dry. This is a pimple I popped today, so that's why I'm covering it up, because I don't want makeup to aggravate it. I've just been noticing that there's just a lot going on with this foundation. There is too much actually going on with this foundation, and no one's picked up that it's oxidized. I mean, even me, until I had this first bottle, I didn't click that it oxidized, because that was the last thing I thought this foundation would do, you know. But that orange was throwing me off, and I felt like, no, there has to be a better shade match. Anyway, I'm gonna let my pimple patch dry, and then while I do my eyebrows, and then I'll come back and we're gonna test out the shade 327 and see what it's giving. I felt like 330 was a little bit too neutral. Now the thing is, I'm very warm skin tone, so if I try a neutral foundation, it's gonna look a bit ashy on my skin tone, so that's why I'm a little bit picky with certain shades. But let me go do my eyebrows and come back. Okay, I've already primed my face with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and now we're gonna go ahead with this shade. Let's see. By the way, this packaging is really cute. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a lilac. You guys may not be able to tell on camera because it's such a light shade, but this is such a pretty lilac. And the pump is really good. You know, we love a good pump. This is the foundation, and I don't know, is it looking different to the 337 shade? I don't know. Currently it's not looking much different to the, actually it's looking slightly lighter, ever so slightly lighter. Okay, let's apply it. I'm not seeing like a massive difference, but you can see when I apply it versus when it blends, it definitely does oxidize. It is definitely oxidizing. Now, is it less orange than 337? I think definitely less orange than 337. Or am I imagining things right now? 337. Okay. This is definitely darker. Do you see? This is 337, this is 327. Definitely already darker than 327. And you see, initially it looks like the perfect shade. Okay, I'm just gonna build this up a little bit more because I want to see something. Now, I won't lie, I do have a few blemishes here, as you guys can see, and it's doing its thing. Do you see a difference in the shade? I'm currently very confused now. Can you make it work? Sure, yes, you can definitely make it work. But like, I don't know what Maybelline is doing. I don't know what is going on. Now, I still like the formula of this foundation. I'm just very unsure as to why they are oxidizing so badly. By the way, if you guys want to try out this foundation, I found this bottle 327 for like 219 rand if I'm not mistaken. But because I already had money in my Amazon wallet, I paid 88 rand. So, girl math, I technically didn't spend over 400 rand on this review altogether. I'm very confused right now. I mean, I still love the finish. I think it's beautiful. It's definitely giving that like luminous matte. You know, the finish reminds me of, it reminds me of Fenty Soft Lit Naturally Luminous. but this shade range would never play us like that. And now I need you guys to understand, when you see me using just high-end foundations, I need you to understand that, like, they don't play us. Fenty's foundation range is amazing. I switched to 335 instead of 330. 335 is a lot yellow. And as much as I am yellow, I think I prefer 335. It's almost like it melts into my skin, this shade. Finish, beautiful. You see that? Finish is stunning. Gives you such a beautiful luminous glow while still blurring the pores, if you will. Come inside by your mommy, darling. Come, my darling. Why are you watching me through the window like a stalker? But I think I'm just going to show you guys the powdering, and then I will finish off the rest and come back. I'm just using Huda Beauty Peach Pie. Okay, I'm going to take my 330. This powder is very busted. 330 toffee. Just going to set the rest of my face. Let's set half of the face and see what's cutting. This is the set side. This is the not set side. Okay, I think it's definitely not as bad as the 337 shade. You guys know I am not a content creator that sits and complains on the internet about stuff. Like, if I don't like something, I just will not post about it rather than create like negativity around it. I don't know what is going on with this and why it's oxidizing like that. I saw the shade 332 on Monica. You guys know Monica, she's that brown girl on TikTok, and it looks amazing on her, but that's because 332 for me has always run a little bit olive from what I could tell. So I don't know, are they just doing us dirty? How come that one looks so nice on her? Maybe the warm shades are oxidizing. I don't know, guys. I really like, yo. Okay, so this is a finished makeup. I didn't put any highlight, and this is why I like this foundation, because even though I didn't add any highlight, it still gives your skin that luminous glow, that luminous finish, and that's what I like in a foundation. Like, I can do the most minimal steps and still look put together, right? So I've just swatched this foundation on the back of my hand. This is obviously 337 and this is 327. So you guys can see there's a distinct difference between the two foundation shades. Granted, they're not extremely drastic, and the more they're drying down, the more they actually look very similar. The formula, apparently they're discontinuing the Superstay. Why? I don't know. I don't have the answers. This one could have been named 335 because 237 to 337, that's not much of a jump in a shade difference. So here's my final tea after reviewing this foundation twice now, okay? I love the formula. Apparently it's like a serum type with amino acids and all that good stuff, which is great. We love it. We love a skin caring foundation, right? Now automatically, come my darling. Now automatically when you have skin caring foundations, you do have a thinner consistency of foundation, right? And I should have mentioned that in my last video. I'm sorry, I was just so excited to go into the review. Packaging, very sleek, very lovely. Can't complain about this. I mean, this looks stunning on your vanity. Formula, the way it wears, top notch, okay? Cannot complain about any of those aspects. However, the shade range and the oxidation. Now, I did watch Adi. What's his name? He used the shade 330 and he used the shade 332, and he said he could use both shades. 330 more for summer and 332 more for winter. Now, are these meant to be stretchable shades? I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I'm on the website, and initially I went onto, I think, Clicks or Discam's website to read you guys a description. They're not giving us any extra information about whether it's stretchable. Okay, so now that they've both dried down completely, you guys can see. Okay, I think 327 is definitely not as orange. Now this is the back of my hand. The back of my hand is darker because I drive, you know, skirt. The hand is a little bit sunburnt, but I think 327 is definitely a better shade. So you guys are gonna have to make a decision on this foundation. I think that I really like this shade. I mean, considering it works really well with my powder, it didn't look like a drastic change after I set it with the powder. Yeah, you guys, my only gripe with this foundation is that it oxidizes. Other than that, love the formula. If you guys want to try this foundation, you don't want to pay 309 rand. Amazon definitely, this is not sponsored by the way, I obviously bought with all my own money. I bought it twice even so that I could get my closest shade match possible. And yeah, let me reiterate, I think between 332, 330 and now 327, if you guys have used me for a shade reference before, I think those are the shades you might want to gravitate towards or try out. Always remember, here's a few tips for foundation matching. Always remember, try it in store on a bare face of makeup. I was at fault because I needed to film content that day and I went into store with makeup because I had work to do, but I should have gone in bare face, tried on, left the store and then came back for the shade. But I thought I was killing two birds with one stone. But yeah, definitely do that. Swatch it on bare skin, walk around, see how it looks, see what it looks like, swatch it like somewhere where you can see a distinct difference, like your cheek or jawline or whatever the case is. And yeah, you guys, that's my verdict on this foundation. I still love it. I still love it. I mean, okay, I think I made my pimple patch a bit too thick, but just don't worry about the pimple patch, right? That was me, and obviously I put it in a space where I have the most movement on my face, right by my mouth. But I still love this finish. I still love this finish. It is so beautiful. It is so natural-esque. It just gives what it needs to give for a beautiful natural-esque face of makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching this video with me. Thank you for being so kind to me. You guys are what keep me coming back to this platform. I appreciate you guys. Even though I may not respond all the time, I see the hearts, I see the love. Even if I just heart your comment, just know I've got like so many platforms to respond to comments with that sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming. But I see you and I love you guys and I appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to slay all day, every day with and without makeup. Very important.